Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Yoshi's Woolly World. Last time we completed 2 more stages here in World 1, and unfortunately we did miss something back in level 1-3 there, so because of that, we actually got to go ahead and show off some of the amiibo functionality in this game, showing off the Mario Yoshi. But in this episode, I'm going to go ahead and swap over to Circus Yoshi here and give him some time in the spotlight. And as you notice there, when I swapped over to Circus Yoshi, my Mario Yoshi turned back into Treetop Yoshi. Well, that's simply because any amiibo Yoshi that you use, they stay in the amiibo hut. If you swap a Yoshi on the field, they return back to whatever normal type Yoshi that you unlocked in the game. Since Treetop is the last one I used, my Mario turned into Treetop Yoshi. So that's pretty much that. Also, please ignore the minus 1,000 beads there on the side. Had a little bit of a recording hiccup there, so I had to restart, and unfortunately that meant that my 1,000 beads I used in the level kind of got eaten, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't need those 1,000 beads. I'll get those back really quick in Big Montgomery's fort. So let's go ahead and jump right in and give her some big old yarn balls. Gotta love those big yarn balls. So jumping right in, this is our first fortress level here in the game. Every 4th level is going to be some kind of boss level. So this one here is Big Montgomery's fort. Starting off, want to go ahead and collect as many eggs as we can, and we have a new enemy here following us around, a Monty Mole. Monty Moles here are no stranger to the Yoshi games and no stranger to the Mario series as well. You can kill Monty Moles in one of 3 ways. They hide in the floor, so if you wait for these guys to surface, you can go ahead and jump on them, or you can go ahead and eat them whole and make a yarn ball. But another way you can kill these guys, as I demonstrated earlier, is that when they're down on the ground, you can go ahead and do a ground pound right on top where a Monty Mole is, and that'll kill them instantly. So you don't even give those guys a chance to come out of the ground. You'll kill them before they even surface. Pretty deadly, and at the same time pretty scary for a Monty Mole, because they don't even see it coming. It just kind of happens. So yeah, that's very useful. But now it's time to go ahead and make our way through our door here, and side little tangent here. Gonna be a weird thing to talk about, but I just want to mention, I just love how the doors are in this game. It's a minor little detail, but minor things like that just kind of what makes Yoshi Woolly World a very unique game in general. Every time you go through a door, it unzips itself and then zips back in. It's really creative, and I just love it. It's just a clever little thing they did, but that's because of the whole game being made of a yarn aesthetic. They kind of took what worked from Kirby's Epic Yarn and just expanded upon it for Yoshi's Woolly World. Like, Goodfield did a really great job with this art style. It looks and functions really well. Minor little things like the doors unzipping itself like that, it just helps with the character buildment of this kind of art style. It just kind of helps build the world around you. It's just really cool. I just really like it. I can't stress that enough. It's a weird little thing, but it's just so cute. And this is a cutesy style game, so I'm happy with that. Here in particular, as you can see, there's a lot of lava. You gotta be very careful with your step. You'll have these enemies coming out of the lava, Podoboos. Don't touch those guys, they hurt. There's no way to kill them, so just avoid the Podoboos at all costs. But that flower we just collected, that one's a little bit tricky to get, because if you hold down the B button on one of those trampoline platforms, then what will happen is that you'll jump all the way up to the top of the room. So that trampoline platform, or how high up it launches you, you want to go ahead and be slow about that. Take your time, because if you hold down the button, you're missing that flower. Don't hold down the button. Take your time with it. Just tap the button, and then you'll be able to make that platform easily. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and rotate these platforms around, because I actually do have things on these little areas. So this one has some wool I want to go ahead and collect. And just around a little bit, just to make sure there's nothing else there. And I'm just exploring down where these shy guys are, killing multiple in one shot. That's the advantage of the big yarn balls. You can just kill many enemies with just one yarn ball. It's very satisfying, if I do say so myself. Speaking of which, I'm gonna kill those guys, and that was that. So let me be careful here. I'm actually gonna angle this down a bit and throw a yarn ball down below, which will actually make this platform standable on. And coming up here, got ourselves a flower. So let's go ahead and rotate this around here a little bit. And I want that bead. Please give me bead. Thank you. Go ahead and rotate that thing fully around. Air checkpoint. And go on into the next section of the level and open up our zipper door. Seriously, it's just such a nice touch just to unzip it. It feels so satisfying to do, too, and I'm not even unzipping the door. It's Yoshi unzipping it. It just feels so natural. That's a lot of beads. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this. Give me some hearts. Check this area to make sure there's nothing else, which, yeah, doesn't look like there's anything else there. And jump right here, avoid these guys, which will spawn a hidden little cloud for us to grab. And it has another piece of wool. Throw my egg here. We'll spawn our final flower in this level. And now all we need to do is get the wool, and then our stamps, and that'll be it. So, here in particular, I'm going to go ahead and get my eggs ready to throw. Because in this section, there's a hidden little thing. Wasn't expecting the rebound shot to work, but hey, I'll take it. But that hidden cloud gives us our final patch of wool. Here, I'm going to go ahead and throw an egg in this section to get more hearts. So, now we're pretty good to go. We have everything at this point. So, we just need one more stamp, which conveniently for us is right here at the ending. Gotta be very careful with these spikes, so luckily these don't one-shot hit you, but they do hurt. So, don't get hit by these things, no matter if they're not a one-hit KO or not. But right before you go in the boss, there is this hidden cloud, which has 5 extra hearts. But that's our final thing of hearts that we can go ahead and get. So, once we go through this door, there's no looking back. Let's go ahead and challenge our boss here of the fortress. It's time to confront Big Montgomery himself. Is that you, Yoshi baby? You can chase me, but you're not getting the yarn back. Say hello to Big Montgomery and say goodbye to your chances of winning. Just like Yoshi's Island, Kamek has the power to turn a tiny enemy into a boss. Meet Big Montgomery, a normal little Monty Mole turned into his own boss fight. What you need to do here is you need to wait for Big Monty Mole to jump out of the background and then stomp on his head. Doing so will reveal the patch spot on the bottom of him. You want to go ahead and ground that giant white X, which will hurt the boss. Do this 3 times and it's game over for you, pal. That's hit number 2. Now we gotta wait for hit number 3. As you can see, we can bounce off of Big Montgomery when he's down on the ground, and it does send us up pretty high. So it's a pretty fun little thing to do, actually. It's a good little strategy, but at the same time, it's more or less just one of those things you do to goof around, because it doesn't really have much of a use. But there you go. That was our 3rd hit, and Big Montgomery is defeated. That was our first fortress level of the game. 100% complete. There's no need to backtrack. We got everything. Good job, Circus Yoshi. Should be proud of yourself. Took down the first boss with no issues whatsoever. In fact, we got all of our health too, which is the hardest part about 100% in these boss levels. You'll get all the collectibles and then get to the boss, take 1 hit, and now that 100% is gone. But luckily for me, that didn't happen this time around. That might happen in a later boss fight, but not Big Montgomery. The hardest thing about him is dodging his spike balls, but as you've seen, the first one he throws low on the ground, which you can jump over. The second one bounces around the screen, so you're better off just walking underneath it. But after you defeat the fortress, you unlock yourself a new power badge. And we'll go ahead and take a look at that here in just a moment, but first things first, we're gonna go ahead and nip back together a new Yoshi. We got ourselves Hot Cocoa Yoshi. Honestly, I thought he was just gonna be called Hot Cocoa Yoshi, but Hot Coca works too. Same thing, just different spelling. Let's go ahead and swap to our Cocoa Yoshi. Looks very nice. Honestly, kind of makes me thirsty for hot cocoa. Too bad I'm not very a fan of chocolate. So, yeah, sorry. I'll take me a good milk, though. I like me some milk. Let's just go ahead and jump in the World 1-5 before I make some people upset with my decisions. We got Nitty Nutty Windmill Hill. And here, our new power badge we can go ahead and use is Fall into a Pit. No problem. Let's go ahead and use this badge here in the level. I want to mainly show it off, but honestly, not a badge I'll be using too much in the playthrough, just because this badge is pretty cheap. Basically, this power badge allows you to play through the entire level without taking any damage from pits. So normally when you fall in a pit, you die. But with this badge equipped, we just bounce out of it like it's a trampoline. So now bottomless pits are no problem whatsoever. We can just jump down them as much as we want. It actually could be a strategy now for us. It's kind of insane to think about, but yeah, that's what that power badge allows us to do. Kind of broken, if you want to be honest. There's actually a lot of badges in the game that's kind of like that, where they have a really strong use. This level, honestly, could be better for you if you had the big yarn balls. And honestly, that's exactly a statement I agree with. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and swap in the middle of a stage, you don't have to commit to the power badge that you're using. If you bought a badge and you don't like it, all you gotta do is pause the game and go into the power badge segment. Now I can go ahead and buy me a different badge or just unequip badges altogether. So now I got the big yarn ball badge. Now, all the balls I'll get are gonna be big yarn balls. That's better for me, in all honesty, because that fall into a pit badge, extremely broken for a level like this where most of it's just bombless pits. So I don't want to abuse the system that much, honestly. It's not the best idea, especially for a Let's Play. Kind of want to actually have challenge. I'm actually show my gaming skills, not show just how I can cheese a level. If I wanted to do that, I'll just use the course clear badge. I'll just skip the course. Hey guys, I did it, I swear. I didn't just cheat. Right here, I want to go ahead and eat these trees apart. It's a very nice little touch. You can unravel these trees because everything in the game is made of yarn. And this one in particular is a very special tree. You unravel the top of it, and then the patch of yarn moves over to a different platform, which will allow you to open up a new area, giving us a new collectible. So there you go. That's how we got that yarn piece. It's a very nice little touch there, in all honesty. Just something they carried over actually from Kirby's Epic Yarn. That's something they did a lot in Epic Yarn as well. They would just have a piece of yarn flow from one section to another so Kirby can unravel that piece of the level. It's a very nice touch. It just looks really nice too. Kind of going back into that art aesthetic just coming in the gameplay as well. It's not just a visual thing, it's also a gameplay thing. Moving right along here, we got our next section of the level, which has a lot more bombless pits, so if I was using that power badge that allowed me to live through bombless pits, then this section wouldn't be a problem at all, but I like big yarn balls instead. So we're just gonna have to avoid pits. If I fall, I die. I don't want to die. I'm gonna bounce off that enemy, and coming down here not only spawns more enemies for us to eat, but also spawns a hidden cloud, which has a flower. You're gonna want that. Check these pipes to make sure you can't go down these. These green pipes are really just here for show, and just for things for you to stand on, but you're not going down those pipes. Instead, you can kind of see it already, but there's this pipe here that we need to throw a yarn ball at to make materialize. Throwing a yarn ball at that pipe will allow us to come down here, and this section here, this section you want big yarn balls. Simply just because throw a ball at these things here, 3 yarn balls will fill up 3 of these little flowers. Doing so for all 6, we'll have your piece of wool appear. So this section, what they want you to do is come in here with 4 yarn balls at least. Then they put the 2 on the ground, so you use 6 yarn balls to fill up all those flowers. You can cheese that puzzle though if you have the big yarn balls. In fact, I highly recommend you spend the money and just get the big balls instead. Trust me when I say this, that puzzle is not a fun puzzle if you don't have all balls. If you miss one shot, the puzzle is impossible to solve. So, not a fun puzzle in my opinion. You're better off just using the big yarn balls so you have more chances. Aha! Hidden cloud. Knew it. Gave me some hearts. Didn't really need them, but it's there in case you want some hearts. So, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the checkpoint and turn those fuzzy little enemies into some nice little hearts I don't really need, but hey, I killed them. As you can see here, big yarn balls make these windmill sections a lot easier to deal with too, because one yarn ball can open up a lot of these pieces of the windmill. In fact, a good shot can get you 3 pieces of the windmill filled up out of the 4. It's a pretty big deal. That was a really good shot. I wasn't expecting all that, and unfortunately, this shy guy spawned right on top of me. Very unfortunate. Couldn't really do anything about that. Very sad, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll get the hearts back. It's okay. Won't need to worry about that too much. Come up here, though, on the other hand. I'm going to activate this little thing, which gives me a whole bunch of beads I don't really need. Thanks. Kind of a useless area, but I just want to show it off. Throw my big yarn balls up above. Be careful with these shy guys so they don't spawn on me just like the last one did. Throw my yarn at you. And I'm going to eat this guy. Now we wait. I'm going to ride the very top of this windmill, get to this top ledge, eat this little piece of the ground, and that actually gives us our final piece of yarn. So, now, we're nearing the home stretch of this level here, but before we continue on, I'm going to actually jump down below and push this portion of the level back, which will give us a whole bunch of beads. And 2 of them were stamp beads. So that was a really good thing that we went back for. I'm gonna eat this guy, and I'm actually gonna backtrack a little bit here just to get more eggs, because I don't feel confident in my egg amount. There we go. Now we got 6. I feel better about 6 eggs. Oh, I don't like jumping right on top of a Shy Guy spawn. That is very uncomfortable. There you go. That's way better. All right, I'm gonna throw that straight upwards. I was hoping that would have hit the hidden section, but it didn't. It's not a big deal. Activating all these gives us our final flower, but as you can tell, we're missing one, so I'm actually gonna backtrack, because I got everything but that last flower, and I think I know where it is, too. So I'm gonna make my way back over here, and it's this section here. I want to go ahead and explore a little bit more around here, because there is something that we are missing. And I'm gonna make sure that we grab it, because that is where our final flower is. I am very certain of it. Aha! There we go. Didn't take long. A little bit of silence there because I was thinking it was going to cut, but now I'm going to leave it in. That was really hard to see because it kind of blended in with the floor. It's a green strap you need to grab with your tongue, which will reveal your final section here that has the flower. That was a little embarrassing, but it's fine. That kind of stuff happens. If you were playing the 3DS version of this game, that would have been even harder to see due to the fact that those are tiny screens. If you're playing on the XL versions of the 3DS, still kind of hard to notice that little green strip of yarn. It kind of blends in with the green floor a little bit. So, yeah. That's probably the hardest flower to miss, and to be honest. Or the easiest flower to miss. It's the hardest flower to get. A little bit of an oxymoron there, but it's fine. It's fine. We got everything. Except the hearts. Ouch. I mean, I'll take it. I'll run back through that level really fast. I get my hearts. Really not much I need to show there because of that. So, because of this, we got ourselves a bonus game. We've seen this one before. Just collect the fruit. Simple enough. So I'm just going to collect all my fruit here, and then we'll be good to go. I was kind of hoping that would have spawned a little bit closer to me, but unfortunately, no, I was nowhere near it. And it always spawns on the left side, so not the best move. Now, at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and just go all around, and that ground bound did not come out in time. It's alright. We got ourselves 4,200 beads. That's a lot of beads. Honestly, I think this is my best bonus game to play in Yoshi's Woolly World, simply just because of how many beads I can get from it. I find it much easier to collect all the fruit in that one compared to a lot of the other bonus games in this one, simply because it's way easier. The fruit is more batched together. Some of the later ones is more spread out. And we'll be seeing more of that later, but compare it to the one we've already seen where we had the egg dispenser flowers. Much harder in comparison to that. But now we got ourselves Moo Moo Yoshi. And we can go ahead and use our cow on the next level. But for now, I want to head back into the Windmill level and just rush through it real fast with a Yoshi I think is very fitting for that. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab my amiibo here, and you can actually scan amiibo here in the overworld. You don't have to go to the amiibo hut to do this. I did that the first time to basically just explain what that area was. So, let's go ahead and make our way back to 1.5 real fast with a character known for speed. Sonic Yoshi. I'm going to be flat out and say this is one of my favorite amiibo Yoshis, simply because I love the color of the blue Yoshi here. And the red shoes look really nice too. It just matches really well with this Yoshi aesthetic. But enough gushing about the Yoshi. It's time for me to run through this level real fast. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some more big balls, and I'll meet you on the other side. There we go. We did it. It was a pretty good run outside of being eaten by the piranha plant. That was a little unfortunate there, but it's fine. Got the hearts back immediately, so that was an easy clear, and that's 100% for the level. So now with that level cleared, we can go ahead and make our way even further through World 1, but I think I'm going to go ahead and save that for the next episode. With that said, next time on Let's Play Yoshi's Woolly World, we'll go ahead and continue on with level 1-6. I'll see you guys next time.